The third set will be played on Akilon Wastes. Spawning in the bottom right-hand position, the Red Terran and ace player from KT Rolster. His name is Flash.
His opponent, the current GSL champion and still in WCS round of 32. Spawning as Blue Zerg on the left top position, playing for Samsung Khan. His name is Roro, and he already has 1 kill for today, going for the second one.
It is possible for Roro to get an all-kill. Impossible for KT Rolster to get an all-kill since Zest was defeated here.
Yeah, but this match is going to be really important for both of the teams. The best players from each team being sent out, and whoever wins this one is going to bring the momentum to their side.
Indeed. Looking at a few Twitter questions here. Let's see. Looking at ones related to this game here. More Vocals just says to me, Puzzle. And I think he's referring to the old Slayer player Puzzle recently being traded to KT Rolster, joining them. And we haven't seen him quite yet, but I'm sure he will be getting some playtime. Probably some point in this round here. I wouldn't be surprised about that.
Yeah, but KT, they have a really stacked lineup. So, like, okay, we have Puzzle. We might use him in the regular Pro League format when we need 6 players. But in Winners League, when we need only 4, we might use some of the seasoned veterans who's used to Pro League, who's used to Shinnorim and Yongsan before fielding him out. I would actually like to see KT send out Puzzle as the first player in one of these matchups, because now he doesn't have the pressure. If he gets 1 kill, that's done for the day. If not, then his teammates Zest, Flash, Stats, they could come out and get multiple kills easily.
Oh, they certainly could. And yeah, sending sometimes a rookie player out first is a good way to do things because, like you mentioned, the pressure, not the biggest thing. You're going to have some pressure still, but it's not going to be the end of the world. If you lose, still 3 opportunities to get the wins here.
And we do have that in the second set today.
We do.
In Wongjin versus CJ, just a little preview, Mechia coming out by Wongjin.
Yeah, somebody that hasn't really seen much playtime yet, so something to note there. As far as this game is going here, we are seeing a
rehatch before pull.
Nice. This is smart because, you know what? Roro scouted Flash going for that CC first, so he's thinking, okay, I'm good enough to defend against any kind of pressure you could throw at me earlier on in the game. Even after that CC first, I'm going to go ahead and get that 3rd hatchery before the pool here. Flash, look at how smart he is, man. He's scouting it. He wants to know exactly what's going on here.
The Brood War game sense, map hacking, kicking in once again for Flash, scouting 3rd hatchery and going, well, I know what you're doing now. Yeah. It would have been a really nice mind game if Roro took the expansion at the 3rd base and didn't take anything at the natural.
That would be you.
We've seen it happen before by Effort and Brood War, and that caught Flash off guard. We might see that happen in Heart of the Swarm once again, but just not yet.
I think it may be still a while before we see something like that.
Well, it's a possibility.
Oh, certainly it's a possibility here. We still have that drone in Flash's main base here, and this Overlord does spot the gas at the natural there. Flash deciding to not take the gas in his main base, maybe thinking, well, this drone could take it at any point, so why not just make it at the natural right now? The command center is going to be over there soon anyway.
And also faking the number of gases inside the main base while not showing the gas at the natural. Seems like that was one of the intentions that Flash wanted to go for, but the Overlord is over there, and not today.
Mind games, essentially. Alright, looks like we have the Zergling speed on the way for Roro here. He's going to get that following up 3 hatchery. We're seeing the very standard Reactor Hellion opening from Flash after getting that CC. And getting a Starport, kind of sneaking that in the bottom right-hand corner of his base there. So we may see some drop play from him pretty fast here. And didn't we see this from some Terrans more recently as well against Zerg?
Oh yeah, definitely. A lot of Zerg players decided to go for the drop, Terran players decided to go for the drop here earlier in the game, trying to get as many drones as possible.
Well, now
using
we know.
the Hellbats.
Now we know what Flash is up to. Like you said, the Hellbats. Looks like Flash wants to do some economic damage with those. And it seems to be a lot harder for Zergs to stop them over standard marine biodrops.
So let's see what Roro decides to go for. He's droning up heavily right now. He has some Zerglings, but what he needs right now is putting down the Roach Horn. If he doesn't see this coming, then you might see a quick game from Flash.
That's true. Flash using his Marines to scare away these Overlords here. And look at that, so smart by Roro. He's getting that Roach Warren here. He's probably thinking, all right, my opponent's got some Hellions here. Better get that Roach Warren just to be safe. It's so much harder to defend against those Hellion drops if you don't have the Roaches.
Oh yeah, definitely. And if it's a possibility, put it down right away. You are only wasting 150 minerals by putting down the Roach Warren. You don't even have to go for the Roaches.
And you know what? He's got that 3-base economy anyway, so really it's almost no detriment to him to go for it.
But he didn't time the Overlord scouting properly and does not see the Hellbats. So now the question is, Roro has the tech, and I have a feeling he's going to make few defensive Roaches, but if he doesn't do it, then we don't know. Okay, 10 Roaches out on the way, and he's going to be safe as long as he scouts where the medevac is going to drop.
So the Roaches there, they're going to be forced to be used defensively here. We do see 2 Evo chambers on the way here, and droning up behind this from Roro. This Overlord will spot that medevac there, though. So it looks like Roro should be able to get ready for that, but this is going to be a 2-pronged attack. Hellions at the 3rd, or near the 3rd, they do spot the Roaches backing up, but now in the main, the Hellbats are going to drop on this army here, and Flash going for the drones there, roasting a few, and then lifting up immediately, getting out, only losing 2 workers there, though.
And there's a multiple drop at the 3rd base right now with another Hellbat drop.
They are focusing down that Queen there. Remember, Hellbats, they actually do a lot of damage. The 2nd Hellbat drop is now trying to connect and join that main one. We're seeing a lot of drones get roasted at this point. Roro falling in supply here. It's he's still ahead overall, 97 to 82. Gets one of those medevacs and some of the Hellbats, though, but 7 workers overall killed.
7 workers for 2 Hellions and 1 medevac. Really nice defense by Roro. We've seen some players not being able to deal with the Hellbat drops well and just die right after.
And very smart getting that siege tank as a follow-up here because he did see those Roaches.
Oh yeah, definitely. This is something that a lot of Terran players skipped out these days, and Zerg players, they try to abuse it by saying, well, you don't have a siege tank, I'm going to bust up your natural right away.
Hold on a second. I think we're going to be seeing mech here from Flash. He's getting another Hellbat drop going on in the main here. The drones look like they're getting away. Another one going to the 3rd as well. These 2 Hellbats doing work here. Flash continuing with the harassment, but that medevac, it can fall if he's not careful there. Flash with the siege tank defense will defend there. The drones, though, they're going to take a lot of damage at this 3rd. Up to 18 workers killed here. Flash is making up to 19 now. Flash is really making these Hellbat drops very cost efficient now.
That's the problem for going for the counter attack right after you deny the Hellbat drops, because you never know when the 2nd round of Hellbats are going to go into your main base.
Flash now ahead in supply here. I noticed he's getting that +1 mech upgrade for his ground mech army units, and going to be taking his 3rd base momentarily here. We have that double medevac drop heading towards the main once again with the Hellbats here. They're boosting in a little bit eagerly here. Will Roro be able to respond to this in time?
He does have the triple Queen, 1 Queen and few Roaches inside the main base, but that's going to be enough to scare Flash away.
Looks like it will be. Flash still ahead in supply, though. He's really in a pretty solid spot overall, I want to say.
And he's going for the mech, and there's nothing that Roro can do to deny that, but look at this drop!
Man, the drop killing off a lot of units there. 24 workers now killed. Roro's not going to be happy about that at all. Forced to spend money. Oh, we have another Hellbat drop! And killing off potentially a lot more workers here. Flash does lose that Hellbat there. I don't really think he got too many more workers there. Medevac does get sniped off as well, but you know what? The Hellbats, they're continuing to be graded right here. 26 workers overall have been killed by Flash.
Yeah, and if you look at Zerg's main base right now, the creep is not connected from the main to the natural. His creep spread isn't fantastic for a GSO champion, and that's only because he was so focused on defending against those multiple Hellbat drops. Here comes another one.
Yeah, it looks like we're seeing a spine crawler on the way. That's what you kind of need, and at this point, if you're behind, you can't afford to take any more losses from these drops here. You have to invest in that static defense as a Zerg player in Heart of the Swarm due to the power of the Medevac's boost ability. Medevac now moving in towards that 3rd base, trying to find a good angle here. Hellbat's being dropped. They're going to go after those drones, roast a lot more of them, and Roro forced to run away with these units. The weakness of the Hellbat, they are so slow, but the DPS and the splash by them is quite impressive.
Yeah, but doing a nice job saying I don't want to lose any more drones since I droned up to 70 at this point, and as long as I don't lose more, I'll be okay at this point in the game. Flash behind us, he's getting a 4 command center, 2 doors out against the mutas, and more factories.
Indeed, so Roro just double confirming that this is mech play from Flash here. He is adding on multiple command centers, getting a Thor out as well, in case the muta play comes to him, because remember, siege tanks, Hellions, they don't attack air units. We also have the +2 attack, melee attack, and carapace for our Zerg player, and the +2 mech attack for Flash.
So I feel like this is going to be a little more positional play from Flash because he's going for the mech, and Roro, he needs to delay the push as much as possible. So what is his answer going to be? The mutas are not going to do anything against those Thors right there, so he's getting an infestation pit. He might try to get the infestors, which is not so great until you get the newer parasite, but I think it's going to be Swarm Host most likely.
Definitely, the Swarm Host, so useful against a mech.
Yeah, definitely, and look at this, another Hellbat drop inside the main base, but not doing as much.
Yep, the drone's just running away from that slow Hellbat there. Flash, though, he sees the hive timing, so, you know, we're going to see they have the Locust upgrade for those Swarm Hosts there. They have the attack and melee, the attack and defensive upgrades just finishing up for our Zerg player here. Turrets, though, you know, they're going to send those mutas flying away instantly. Muta's trying to just delay Flash here, but oh my.
Oh, this is a really scary timing, and wow, Roro did catch up in the drone count. He doesn't have an army.
Look at all those Thors added into the army as well. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Thors total there. 9 siege tanks, 13 Hellbats as well.
Against 15 Roaches and only 7 mutas.
This may not end well for Roro here. Flash's mech army trying to hit a timing before the Swarm Hosts, before the Vipers can really take apart that mech composition. If Flash can hit this timing well, then I think he's going to be able to take this game easily.
He already hit this timing really well, and all he has to do is position himself in this area. Roro cannot get a nice round on that mech army, and all he can do is hope that Flash is not going to push up that ramp.
He can hope that all he wants, but it's not going to happen here.
That's the problem.
Siege tank's looking a little bit bare here, but the Thor is going to chase those mutas away. The Hellbats in the main base kind of split from the main army. The first Swarm Host, first few are spotted here. Flash now moving up with his main army composition. He is maxed out at this point. Our Zerg player maxed out as well, but not on the units he needs right now. The Hellions doing work against these Roaches, just completely, you know, shredding them apart using that amazing 2-2 DPS, sorry, just +2 DPS. Roro, he is just rapidly falling the supply. I'm not sure how he can really deal with this army composition from Flash. It looks like he's just going to roll over and die, man.
Flash, he has so much mech army. Roro trying to reinforce with the Roaches and Swarm Hosts, but it's not going to be enough. GG.
Flash taking out Roro. Pretty impressive mech timing there from him. Went for the +2 attack. He maxed out as fast as possible. Constant Hellion drops, looking very solid that game.
The Hellbat drops were the key point. It was like watching a PBT from Brood War again by going for the constant vulture, crippling your opponent's economy. And when he finally gets the tech he wants, for example, he got the Swarm Hosts out, he didn't have any other units to defend against the mech, allowed Flash